So with me, I could have filled this entire list with any three tracks from one album.
Yes.
So what I decided to do was actually split it up and just try and approach this as not just sticking to one album, but forcing myself to kind of choose
I
songs from
understand.
different
Yeah.
albums,
Yes.
which is
If you have that challenge, that would be more like I'm not gonna pull a Caitlyn, but I got like five backups. I got some I got
nice.
some whatchamacallit.
Honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions.
They're worth
Uh,
mentioning. So,
Nice.
yeah, I'm excited.
I also have been so this is the last month where I'm actually struggling to kind of figure out what episodes I'm going to do
I see. Okay.
because right now I've listed out I already know what I'm doing for the rest of April.
Okay. Okay.
I've just about have it all figured out and ready to go.
Hmm.
Obviously this week with the Get Up Kids, next week I'm doing Mayday Parade with Jeff.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, the week after that I'm doing the early November
Oh wow. Okay.
with Chris True, and then actually this guy reached out
A
on TikTok,
treat. Yeah. Oh, okay.
and he was like, "I really want to do the show. Can we do an episode? Here's a list of bands I want to do." So I was like, "Listen, man, if you want to do Bayside, I am all for it."
Fair enough.
So I'm gonna record with him at the end of the month doing Bayside.
Very emo April. Yeah, very
It
good.
really is. But May is going to be my and welcome back to another episode of First Last Time Best. We are just chugging along in season three. It's actually really funny. I've been slowly mapping this season out, and this is actually the last month where things. I really shouldn't say this out loud because I'm just going to jinx myself. And I already have one cursed episode. I don't need more. So I'm going to stop myself right there. But regardless, we got another great episode on tap today. First, socials. Let's talk about that real quick. You can follow us on TikTok. You can follow us on Facebook. You can follow us on Instagram. You'll get history of music. You'll get some quotes from musicians, vinyl of the day, song of the day, reels, behind the scenes stuff, when episodes are coming out, all that you can find across our social media platforms. We're also streaming on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Pocket Casts, and a couple other different smaller places, but still valuable places to listen to podcasts. I'll get a better list for next episode. So, but for right now, that's good. Uh, so this particular episode this week, we've been wanting to do for a little while. We actually were going to record this several weeks ago, but both Engel and I were kind of burned out that day. So unfortunately, it did not happen. But ladies and gentlemen, he's the court jester that beats all court jesters. He's the irreplaceable man with one of the greatest beards I've ever seen. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Engel has returned to us. Have you forgotten all the bands that you were supposed to forget, or
Yes, I
okay?
forgot them all. Yep, exactly. Yeah.
So quick aside,
Yeah.
went to MXPX on Friday.
Oh my God.
It was me and two of my friends from high school.
Hmm.
Uh, we met up with actually Jeff and his wife,
Hmm.
and we met these two people, Dan and Lisa, who, if you guys have stumbled across this because they said they were going to look up the podcast,
Okay.
uh, shout out to you guys. Shout out to Lisa because she's one bad bitch.
Woo.
We are bad bitches for life. That's right, Lisa. I remembered.
Love.
But we were talking about the Wonder Years, and Jeff just looked at me and is like, "Who's that?" And I'm like, "The Wonder Years, Jeff. It's not funny." He's like, "No, seriously, who is that?" And then it all kind of clicked. It was not one of his bands anymore.
Exactly.
So I dropped the ball on that one.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, I
Fair
mean,
enough.
if we're following that rule, the band we're talking about tonight, we wouldn't even know what to discuss. Exactly.
Well, see, that's the thing is like I feel like we need to do another one of those episodes
I know.
because
So
there
we
are
can keep the bit.
so many bands we left off.
I know.
I looked at that and I was like, Jesus, how did we miss so much? Then
I
again, we
know.
only
I
did four
really
of
like.
those.
I really like. I know it. Were you the one that ended up stealing Billy Joel?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like you got the short end of the stick when it comes to steals. To be honest, but again.
Okay, but that was also a very sentimental pick
Of
since
course, yeah, I know. It was very vindictive though. But
it
still,
was vindictive, but it was also a very sentimental pick since
I
that
know.
was
I
the
know, but I also love that Colin just went the whole show kind of being like, as long as I got my boys, Blink 182, and then the first
and
page
then
out,
that went
yeah.
sideways on him. So,
Exactly. As long as but
poor
we're already off the rails.
Colin. Yes, we are.
Yes.
We'll have to do another one of those episodes probably later on.
It was so
Maybe in the fall. Maybe in the
yeah.
fall. Who knows? But anyways, let's get on with this week's episode.
Yeah.
Um, so what have you been listening to lately, Angle?
Lately,
Yeah, man.
nothing super new. There's a new Joyce Manor. I've been listening to that. That one's really
Nice.
good. Joyce Manor is amazing. Didn't know this, but weirdly, it's they're John Mulaney's favorite band. Weird, just a weird,
Really?
yeah, little piece of trivia. Yeah, because he had him on one of his Netflix show or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was like the I Love LA or whatever. Because
Yeah.
yeah, they're from California, so yeah, Joyce Manor. Their new album slaps, and then not punk related really at all, but and I keep moderately up with like kind of electronica type stuff or like
Yeah.
yeah, but like not like I wouldn't say I'm an EDM head or anything like that. I like what I like, but basically there's one band, they're called Sextile, and they've kind of been popping up. They're doing I don't know, they're doing some sort of like hardcore fest in like California or something semi recently here. But I don't want to say FYA. Nah, it's something. But they're doing some sort of festival with all these other hardcore bands and stuff. It's just this uh, two people from New York, and they're called Sextile. I love them. Yeah, they have this one
Interesting.
album where it's like a tongue sticking out and it's all blue. Probably some acid on there, but yeah, I love it. Yeah, it's really cool stuff.
Nice.
But other than that, those two things off the top of my head for show.
Nice. Have
Just
you listened to the new Sublime?
I have not listened to New Sublime. No, no, no.
Dude, it
Really,
is
it's
so Until the Sun Explodes came out last week.
mhm.
Jacob Null sounds so much like his dad.
I
It's
see, I see.
scary. Like
Okay.
if you put it on and close your eyes, you
Mhm.
would I wouldn't put it past you if you thought it was an old Sublime song and it was Bradley singing.
Right, yeah.
It is
Okay.
just so good.
Uncanny,
And
yeah.
I love that he wrote it about his dad and how much he appreciated him.
Yeah.
And it's a great fucking song, dude. It
And
slaps.
summer's coming up. I'm sure it's yeah, or yeah.
Yes, it
It's
is.
time
Maybe we'll
for
talk about them later, huh?
I know.
Wink. New episode, maybe? Who knows?
You
We'll see what
gotta, yeah, you
happens.
gotta plant the
Yeah,
seeds.
gotta plant the seeds. So let's move forward with this week's episode.
Mhm.
And this week we're discussing probably one of the most underrated pop punk emo bands of the late 90s and early 2000s. And that is the Get Up Kids.
Yes.
How did you discover them? Is this another band that your sister put you
Yeah,
onto,
this was
or
all kleptomania. Yeah, basically. Yeah, I stole this at the same time I stole Saves the Day, the Stay What You Are album. Yeah, I stole them at the same time.
solid album?
Yeah, and I stole 4 Minute Mile. Yes. So those two were very formative. Just yeah, I wore those things out. And at the time, because I stole them specifically when she was moving into college, and this had to
Yeah.
have been around, yeah, the year 2000. She graduated 2000. So basically, yeah, they were old at that point to her, you know. So I was
Yeah,
like, okay, I'll take these. And also, you know, while I was a piece of shit by not saying anything, I would return them eventually after you know how it was back in the day. I needed to make a CDR. Once I made the
yeah, you have to
CDR,
burn them.
yeah, you give it back. Yeah, exactly. And, you know, but anyway, yeah, no. That's how I found out about the Get Up Kids, and I just w back in the day, I would like obsess about, you know, I was just like, you know, be on or very early internet, you know,
Yeah,
56K, especially growing up in Gloss Dick. Yeah, we did not have fancy internet by any stretch of the imagination. So, yeah, I was just trying to find out as much as I could about, you know, the Get Up Kids and everything like that. Um, Once she found out that I stole it, though, that's when she was like, okay, well, I'm going to take you to go see the spin-off side project of Reggie in the Full Effect, where I would
fucking full
have my first
effect.
show. And, you know, while I was going to see Reggie, yeah, Midtown, MCR, yeah, amazing. But all that being, and then, of course, later on in MCR's career, you got James DeWeese doing keys. It's all
Yep.
cyclical, it's all weirdly interconnected. And then I love that shit, especially about all genres of music, but especially within punk, there's so many weird overlaps, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, well, I say punk generally, but like, yeah, punk, emo, all that. Yeah,
It's an umbrella term.
exactly. And I love it, especially of the pre-internet era where all of the lore kind of. That's why I love that. I love that pod hard lore. It's amazing. Yeah, and where
Yeah,
basically you're getting a huge like oral history that's kind of all interweaving with each other, and it's amazing.
it really is.
It's super cool shit. But yeah, lots of lore with the Get Up Kids between myself and them, and obviously my sister. But yeah, what about you, Rob? How'd you get it?
So this is another one of those bands that Joey King introduced me to. Shout
Mm,
out to Joey,
yeah,
the OG FLNB co-host.
yeah,
Uh, he was my musical guru for the longest time. He's the one who introduced me to Newfound Glory.
yeah.
He's the one who got me onto Coheed and Cambria. I mean, Joey is one of those guys who just like if he was listening to something,
He
he would
put
put
you
it
on.
on for
Yeah,
me, and
nice.
he would put me onto it. And the Get Up Kids was one of those bands.
Yeah,
Um, it was first album I listened to of theirs was Something Right Home About,
that is a good
which it kind of just as a pretty obvious moment right now.
one.
It it kind of sucks listening to that album first
Yeah,
because everything after that is
it
it's not
ruins all their
bad,
albums for you. Yeah,
but
I
it's
know, I know.
just it's hard to top that album because you put that album on and you listen to it and you don't stop. You just keep
Yeah,
going.
unless you have some other
So,
personal connection to some of the other stuff, which I
yeah.
can totally see because I mean, yeah, they don't miss, as we'll discuss. Yeah,
No, we'll get
exactly.
into that.
Yeah,
But it's one of those bands that is just one of those albums that if you're going to introduce someone and
yeah.
they're only going to listen to one album, this is the album I would always put in front of them.
Oh, yeah. It's the
Because
one.
from front to back, it is beginning with Holiday and going, you know what? I'm really getting ahead of myself because I
Yeah,
know
well,
I'm going to
here's
be
the
talking
thing.
about
I
the
was just
singer.
going to say, just to sum up what you're saying,
Yeah.
Rob, you're much farther along in your vinyl collecting journey than I am. If I ever am like, okay, I think I might have a vinyl problem. I look at Rob and I say, okay, no, I'm fine.
It's not that bad.
But that
Dude,
being said,
I am getting a little on the ridiculous side.
I know,
I'm
but
not
that
gonna
being said,
lie.
yeah, I know, but I joke to say that the one Get Up Kids album I had to have on vinyl was Something to Write Home About, obviously.
I have that one. I have that
Yeah,
one. I have The Guilt Show
got it.
and I have Problems,
Okay, those are all
which
great albums.
we'll
Yeah,
get into that as
get
well
into
here in a
it.
little bit. But let's I actually want to kind of introduce a new segment with First, Last, and Best. And it's something that I think here's the thing. Everyone's got an opinion.
Yeah,
And sometimes we just need to hear it out and talk it out to understand the opinion. So, Angle, I got to ask you, what
yeah,
is your hot take when it comes to the Get Up Kids? Because this is the band you chose. This is the band you want to do.
yeah. I
Trust me,
love
I
them.
want to do them too.
Yeah.
But what is your hot take when it comes to the Get Up Kids?
Okay, my hot take is, um, and it might be coming true based on what I know currently. But again, all of this is speculating wildly. But
Hmm.
in my ideal world, unfortunately, if they couldn't continue with James Dewey, they shouldn't have. They should have just dissolved. That's what I feel.
Yeah,
Like without him, it's the same as with it Josh, the keyboardist of 4 Year Strong. When 4 Year Strong lost that guy, like
yeah. It
you know.
it's it really wasn't the same after that.
100%. And I feel like there hasn't been a release since his departure. So it's kind of like been okay. It's just never going to be the same. So, and I believe Matt Pryor's coming through Richmond. It's like Matt Pryor and the Salton Sea, but it's just himself
Really?
solo. Yeah, which he has done before. He actually came through Strange Matter with Dan Adriano, actually, which was
Oh,
super
damn.
cool. That was, yeah, but Matt was in great spirits, especially like he was covering Girl, Why'd You Run Away and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
clearly he was still, even when he was doing his solo stuff, like on good terms with James and like having fun and doing Get Up Kid songs and all that stuff. How much of that he's doing when he's on his little solo things, who knows? But my whole thing is like, yeah, James is an integral part of the band's sound. I think
I agree.
some of the coolest stuff on the newest album, Problems, was keyboard driven as well. So
I
like
agree.
you can't do those songs. It's just you can't do I'll Catch You. You can't do a lot of things. So yeah, I think it's kind of over.
Which
And
sucks because I really do like James, and he's a hell of a
100%.
keyboardist.
Oh yeah, and but I mean, he definitely has had some problems. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
that's goes without saying. I don't think I ever told this story to you, Rob, but post when we saw Reggie last at the Canal Club,
Yep.
which was crazy with like Frank from MCR on bass and shit. It was
Yeah.
crazy. He was driving the van around the area I live now, actually, the fan, and he was and my roommate at the time, Will, had seen this van driving around, and he knew it was like one of the bands from last night because it had like the opening band was Dads, that band Dads at the time,
Yeah.
and they had a bumper sticker. And so Will was like, "Hey Frank, like great show last night." He's like, "Yeah, we're just driving around trying to find Jane." So yeah, exactly. It seems like he flew a bit
Yeah.
too close to the sun sometimes.
I mean, when you're in that just live music kind of
Touring life, yeah, I know.
touring life, I mean, that's
How it
it's gonna
goes.
bite you if you're not
Exactly.
careful, it's going to bite
Mhm.
you and bite you hard.
For sure, for
So
sure. But yeah, so that's my hot take. I don't know how hot of a take that is, especially for
that's
longtime fans. I mean, yeah, I
that's
mean,
honestly not bad because
yeah, that's my
James
hot take.
is kind of the straw that stirs the drink at times with that
Absolutely.
band,
Yes,
and
absolutely.
having that
That
kind
and
of
the rhythm section.
absence,
Yeah. Mhm.
yes,
Yeah.
and having that kind of absence really does hurt them.
For sure. Yeah.
It's like the sound would be completely different without him.
Absolutely.
So,
Yes. So
uh,
that
as
is my, what about
as
you,
far
Rob?
as I'm concerned,
Hmm.
hot take,
Yeah.
I think the Get Up Kids have some of their opening tracks do not miss.
Oh no. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was looking through this between Satellite on Problems.
Yeah.
There are rules from 2011 with Tithe.
Yeah.
Uh, it's Man of Conviction on Guilt Show.
So sick. Yeah. That's the rippingest track. Yeah.
Overdue from On a Wire.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, you start that
Then
off too strong.
even Up on the Roof from Eudora.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
then you get into Something Right Home About with Holiday. I mean, come
Yeah.
on.
I mean, that's double pick slide. I feel like
Exactly.
every single band of that year did something like,
Yeah.
yeah, they're like, yeah, let's just throw as many pick slides as we can on the opening. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Coming Clean on 4 Minute
Yeah.
Mile. I
Yeah.
think the Get Up Kids probably have top tier, at the very least, top five opening
Yeah.
tracks of all time.
Only, yeah,
To
only other band I
their
could. think of to rival it. Another they were on Vagrant as well. Alkaline Trio, yeah, for sure, yeah.
Oh yeah, Alkaline Trio is another one of those
Yeah, as far as
bands
the
that
openings, yeah, as far as opening tracks go, legendary, yeah,
exactly.
absolutely.
So I that's just my personal opinion. I
Yeah,
think that their ability to open up
album.
an album
Hmm.
that strongly
Hmm.
and still be able to deliver throughout the album
Hmm.
is probably one of the most impressive things about them.
Yeah, and it definitely sets the tone for each record. Like, I mean, when you hear Overdue, you're like, wow, this is different.
Yeah,
But I mean, on the Wire is different. Yeah, it's just a different album, but it is setting up for what is to come. Yeah. Hmm.
that's true.
Hmm.
So,
So yeah,
so
I love them all. Hmm.
yeah, so let's go ahead and talk about 4 Minute Mile. You
Yes.
said that
Okay.
was the first album you listened to. You stole it from
Yeah,
your sister.
exactly. Hmm.
Uh, I mean, I,
Production wise, it sounds like shit. We can
it
just be
does.
honest about
It
that.
really does.
It
We,
sounds like 97, which it
it's,
was. Yeah,
oh
exactly.
God,
I don't know if it was pre or post Pro Tools, but this is like some weird.
this has to be before Pro Tools.
Yeah,
There's no way this was done with Pro Tools.
fair enough. Yeah, and it
Uh,
sounds like, yeah, in the middle of nowhere, Midwest where they were. Yeah, exactly, Kansas, I think.
Kansas.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
It's
yeah.
just, it's for the quality that it is,
Hmm.
it is such a solid album.
Yeah, the songs speak for themselves. Yeah,
And
exactly.
that's the thing. And to have an album that sounds like that and still be kind of timeless, I guess
Hmm.
would be the best way to put it,
Yeah.
that you could still go back to it and listen to it, and it feels old school
Yeah,
listening to
exactly.
it.
It has that it even back then had that old school feel that I'm like, okay, this is going to age well and it will age
Yeah.
with me well, as opposed to, and the lyrics, while being emotive, uh, they're emo in the way that I like, which is more putting the onus on oneself rather than anybody else because you think you're fucking up so bad. It's more like
Yeah.
a I fucked up rather than I'm projecting on you that you fucked up and I hate you. Like that,
Yeah.
I don't, that shit, no. Miss me.
It's like
I
looking
don't
more
like.
deeper into yourself and actually trying to discover what the root of the problem is and not trying to lay that blame on someone else.
Exactly, and yes, yeah, the I'm a piece of shit more than the you're a piece. Yeah, because
Exactly. And
Rob,
which you don't get that too much in emo bands.
no, absolutely not. No, especially of this era.
Oh yeah.
I would say the era right after this, and bands that were influenced very heavily by the Get Up Kids kind of took that and spun it on its head because it was trendy at the time. I'm
Yeah.
obviously talking like Fall Out Boy, Your Panic at the yeah, where
Yeah.
misogyny kind of became the name of the game and the norm, like, which is sad to say. I mean, it's not,
Yeah.
it is what it is. It was of the time, and that was the
Of the
time.
time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's true.
Mhm.
And which is
But
sad, but at the same
it,
time,
yeah, but in that way, Get Up to Kids is timeless. It was like the first kind of like even more subversive, hardcore-ish, kind of leaking its way into pop punk. And
yeah.
you see this through, not just the Midwest bands, but the Jersey bands, where, hardcore would seep into other factions of music like pop
And
punk,
then
like
start to
emo.
blend in with what pop punk and emo was doing. And
Exactly.
that's when you start getting
Eventually,
like screamo. It's when you start getting
yeah, eventually
post-hardcore.
morphing into post-hardcore and screamo and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Which is all some cool stuff as well. However, I don't think anyone ever did it as well as I don't think anyone ever did the meld of pop punk and emo as well as the Get Up Kids. Yeah. And I
Okay.
think I'm not at a school of saying like every member of Fall Out Boy would say the same thing, like it's not like they were very, very
Yeah.
deeply influenced by this. And even at the time, they knew it was something special. It's just that's why you hear the same thing with the Get Up Kids over and over again. They're underrated. I think they're perfectly fine rated, but like,
Yeah.
again, this is someone who was in sixth grade and stole an album from a much cooler, older person.
There you
So
go.
I don't know.
I will say like this album very much feels like that almost like self-produced, done in a basement.
Right,
Just
exactly.
the production value is so low, but it also gives it that kind of it makes the album special,
Yes.
especially when
Mhm.
you listen to it in a day and age and current modern times where everything is so polished
Very
and
produced.
perfect and it's we go over everything with a fine-tooth comb. Going back to an album like this where it does sound kind of rough,
Yeah, you can hear
it
people, you can hear their voices break because they're freaking teens. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Mhm.
especially in a day where like we're so like leaning on nostalgia and
Right.
needing that kind of old vibe to go
Hmm.
back and listen to this again and actually feel like you're in a basement studio and really just vibing on we got to get this done in one take, guys, because that's all we got. So,
Exactly. Yeah.
so,
Limited studio time. Yeah.
and
Mhm.
there's some really great, like Stay Gold, Pony Boy, Washington Square Park. There are just some great, great songs on this
Yeah,
album.
exactly. I mean, yes. I mean, we'll get into it. Yeah. I mean, I love the entire album, but
Yeah.
definitely to have made my top three for sure. Yeah, on this album because it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I would say about their first effort.
So,
On
so good.
Memoir. Yeah.
So let's actually fast forward and this is their last album came out in 2019,
Yes.
Problems.
Yeah.
And I want to start off by saying several weeks ago I posed the question on our poll of I either did that or it was a or I just posted as my vinyl of the day where I was talking about Problems and how it is probably one of the most underrated albums that they ever put out. Because in all honesty, I didn't even know they put this out.
Right.
Like,
Okay.
like everything after probably the Guilt show, I completely forgot about. So
Right.
it
And
was,
we weren't. Yeah.
I was like digging through vinyls and I found it and I was like, the Get Up Kids, really?
Yeah. Mhm.
So it just felt like it was almost like lost in time. No one like I just didn't really think about it or really
Yeah. It was
the Get
one of
Up Kids
those
kind of went off my
ill-fated.
radar for a while.
Yeah. It was one of those, right before COVID situations. I think
Yeah.
was 2019. Yeah. So I
They
mean, yeah.
couldn't tour, nothing really could be done. There was really
Exactly.
no
Yeah.
follow-up to it. So, but I will say
Hmm.
that this album is so good.
Yeah. I mean, you're the one that owns it on vinyl. I mean, and
Yeah.
I only just listened to it, in preparation for this. But yeah. What about it after giving it a listen on vinyl? That you know, you know, did you like? What did you like, Rob? Yeah.
So so
Hmm.
basically my whole I actually had one other hot take that I was
Oh, okay.
toying with,
Okay.
and that is while the Get Up Kids had like teases of evolving their sound,
There was two.
they've
Yeah.
been probably the most consistently good emo band throughout their entire run.
That's yeah. One.
Because each of their albums,
Hmm.
while maybe not like super special,
Hmm.
everything is good to great.
Yes.
And it mostly leaning on good, but I would have to say Problems was just a really solid, really well put together album.
Okay.
I mean, starting it off with Satellite, that is such a great song.
That yes. Hmm.
And it's like I said earlier, great way to kick off the album. And it just feels like a great album. Like I just like the sound. It feels like it builds some.
Yeah.
It just it
Has
really
the
does make me
building.
feel like the Get Up Kids are exceedingly underrated for who they are. And it has started to influence like going back and listening to them over the last couple months ever since we decided we were going to do this episode.
Yeah.
I have kind of listened to them more off and on. It has actually started to influence how I'm writing at
Nice.
this
That's
part of my life.
cool. Yeah.
So, but this album is it's just good. It's
Yeah.
consistent. It's there's not a whole lot of fat on it. There's nothing really
Yeah.
that you have to get rid of. The
Yeah.
sound is classic Get Up Kids, and
I've got one song. I've got "Waking Up Alone." That's one that
Yes.
very James driven, very keyboard driven. That again,
Yep.
just like you couldn't even feign to do that without a keyboard player,
Oh,
much So all of these things combined, yeah. You got Lou Barlow. You got all sorts of cool tracks that.
Fairweather Friends is a great song.
Mhm, mhm.
Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, starting with Satellite, ending it with Ghost is Gone, I think it's
Yeah,
called.
that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. It's from front to back, it's an album you can put on. You can focus on it, or you can
Yeah.
just let it play and just wash over you. And
Yes.
it's
No.
just consistently good from beginning to end.
Okay.
Not super special, not great, but consistently good, which is something not a lot of bands with the kind of longevity that the Get Up Kids had over 20 years of putting out music together.
Exactly. Yeah.
Not many bands can say that.
I don't
Like
think
a
so.
lot of bands ebb and flow. The Get Up Kids were able to remain completely consistent with their music and their sound,
Yeah.
which is damn near miracle work, if you ask me.
Yeah, even when, the last couple, yeah, it's been some years between them, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
But that's gonna happen when you have this long of a career, exactly.
that's true.
hmm
So,
But yeah.
so now let's talk about what do you think is
hmm
their best album?
Okay.
I'm a little concerned we're not going to agree,
I'm gonna
but
have to, yeah. Don't be concerned because again, to me, this is a personal thing. And again, you don't know the amount of time. And it was like, yeah, it was like the old Discman where it was, you where if there was any text, it was all like on pea soup green,
yep,
it was like track one, track two.
I remember those.
Yes, you remember them. You remember them. It was 4 Minute Mile. Yes, exactly. But that being said, I do acknowledge and I understand that the thing that you're going to say will be something to write home about, and you're not wrong in the slightest at all, because that
No,
is their magnum opus. I feel like.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Something to write home about.
Yeah.
And I am now gonna wax poetic about this
Go
because
ahead. Go ahead.
it's a sentimental choice.
Yes.
I mean, it is the first album, much like 4 Minute Mile is the first album you listen to.
Of course. Yeah.
But at the same time, every track
hmm
hits.
Yes.
Every when I was saying that Problems, what's consistent is is
Yes.
good, bordering on sometimes very good from
hmm
beginning to end.
Right. But never great. Now,
Never great.
great is
Something to write
consistently
home about
really something to write home about. Yeah.
is
Great.
great
hmm
to
Amazing. I
another
mean,
level
yeah.
from beginning to end. I mean, starting off with Holiday, that is just starting off strong.
So
And
catchy.
then
hmm
how like you get Action in Action,
hmm
Valentine, and Red Letter Day in the first four tracks.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
this,
pro move on literally, I mean, talk about not giving a fuck that you put it on an EP. Put it on the album, you know?
yeah,
More people will buy the album than will buy your EPs. Let's just be so for real.
that's true. And
So
honestly, I mean,
it
y-
just keeps
any
going. Isn't like
any three tracks on this album
mhm,
could probably populate my top three songs.
100%.
I have just as a preview for our top three,
Yeah.
I have forced myself to
To
only pick
diversify out.
one song from this album
Okay.
just because I would like to talk about other things they have done.
Well, that's tough as hell. I know.
It really is
Mhm.
because I there's so much on here that you could just say this is my favorite Get Up Kids song.
I know.
By the way, this is also my second favorite Get Up Kids song. By the
Yeah.
way, this is my third favorite Get Up Kids
Yeah,
song.
I know.
And they all comes from something to write home about.
Exactly.
This is like I 100% get people who say 4 Minute Mile. I
Yeah.
100% get like On a Wire and at times Guilt Show.
Mhm.
Those are all consistently very good albums, but to me, Something to Write Home About will always be probably their best writing, best produced, and
Yeah.
just overall best album that they've put out
Yeah. I've
because
got a lot.
everything about it just slaps.
It
This is
does.
just that kind of album.
It does. All that being said, I got a lot of songs written down. I got honorable mentions, etc.
Yeah.
All of that being said, I only have one song from this album on here. I
Really?
don't know if I'm being contrarian or whatever, but for me it's I'm a loner, Dottie a rebel. Every time I hear that, especially the drum intro, the
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh, I
love it.
100%
Yeah.
can
So
understand that.
yeah, and the syncopation they do, yeah. Oh my God, it is so good. But whole album slaps, like you were saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, just odd that like I'm looking at it, I'm like, hmm. Well, also, I mean, I got Red Letter Day, but they're also from the EPs. Mass Pike, I also
Mass
love.
Pike as
Hmm.
well.
I've also driven on the Mass Pike while playing Mass Pike, so we love
Same
that.
here.
Yeah, you gotta do it when
I
it
mean,
happens.
how can you not?
Hey, 100%, Rob, I agree. So yeah,
Glad we're all on the same page there. But yeah,
you
I
gotta
mean,
play Mass Pike on Mass Pike.
Something to Write Home About is literally,
Such a
to
great album.
me, just the perfect album from them.
Yes.
So,
Hmm.
um,
Gotta do it.
yes. So
Hmm.
let us move in to our top three.
Okay.
And I will it has been a while since we've done an episode of First, Last, and Best together.
I
So I will
know.
remind you how we do
Yeah.
this.
Do it again.
Three, three, two, two, one, one.
Got it.
Before three, I will let you go ahead and list your honorable mentions
Okay.
because
Now
I'm very excited about this.
I've already mentioned three of the honorable mentions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dottie, Mass Pike, Red Letter Day. Amazing songs. Very personal to me. I'm like it's is very it does end some actually never mind. I got another something to write home about. I've got I'll catch you because that's an amazing song.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Doesn't that end
That
something to write home
ends the
about?
album.
Yeah,
That ends
I
the
think
album.
so. I think so. Yes, exactly. Amazing, amazing song. Again, could not be done without James. Obviously.
Agreed.
So great, so great. Then this actually is more from a musician standpoint than obviously it's a great song, but it's on 4 Minute Mile and it's Better Half. I love if you know me as a drummer, I love going to the toms, and that's just jamming on
Yep.
the toms all day long, and especially that little like tss that he does, like
Oh yeah.
it is style. I love that shit. It's so buttery, and yeah, we're not we haven't talked about it yet, but yeah, they're actually brothers, the drummer and the bassist, and like yeah, they are as a rhythm section very
They
locked.
meld together.
Amazing, yeah, amazing, amazing musicians. So yeah, Better Half is my other honorable mention, and then I'll save it there. Okay, and I'm ready to go in a top three. Do you want to do your three first, or do I do my three first, Rob?
You do three, then I do three.
Sounds
No,
good. Okay,
no.
then we go.
I You do
Okay.
your third, then I do
Hmm.
my third.
Okay. All
Then
right.
you
We
do your
love it.
second, then I'll do my second. So you
Okay.
are going to tell me what your number three is now.
It is this, Rob. It's also from the EPs,
Okay.
and it's actually from the Woodson one. It's a newfound interest in Massachusetts. I love, especially the because it's got that weird tapping stuff. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
That to me, when someone says, "Oh, Midwest emo," that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking tapping. I'm thinking like noodling. There's a little noodling happening, and just like the overall vibe of a newfound interest in Massachusetts. It's also I have recently saw an interview. Jordan from Newfound Glory said um, that they got the a newfound part from a newfound interest in Massachusetts
Nice.
song. So just little factoids, but I've
I
always
like
loved
it.
that song and amazing. Yes, so pass it over to you.
Okay.
Mhm.
So a couple honorable mentions real quick.
Okay, yeah, do some honorables.
Uh, Man of Conviction from Guild Show,
Yeah, great
easily
opening.
on there.
Yeah, great opening.
Holiday, probably their best opening track.
Catchy as hell.
Uh, I'm a Loner Dottie, a Rebel,
Yeah,
because
love it.
that's such a great song.
We just talked
And
about
I
it.
will say, I'll Catch You is on honorable mention. That
Of
was
course,
one of
you
my
got it.
favorite songs they've ever done,
Yeah.
but it's also taken a hit because I do associate that song with someone who is no longer in my life and for good reasons.
Yeah, so
Um,
well, hey, that's always
so
fun.
that's always dropped from the list. So
I
I
know.
will then I will say that, and
hmm
then I will move into what is my actual number three. And as I said, I'm
hmm
only trying to do one song per album. And this one is actually a little on the weird side because it's a cover song.
Oh,
Uh,
I love that album too. I love the album
the
covers.
Where Is My
Mhm.
Mind, a tribute to the
So
Pixies.
good.
They covered Alec Eiffel.
Yeah, yeah.
And that is such a great cover of that song.
It's
The
ripping.
Pixies are such a great band.
They are.
And the fact that they were able to be a part of that tribute album
Yes,
really is something special.
it is.
So,
Super sick.
it was such a great song and such a great cover of it that I had to throw this on the list. I had to
Well,
give that song some love.
you
So,
got it.
all
Okay.
right, number two, sir.
Number two for me is actually number two on the debut album, 4 Minute Mile. It's Don't Hate Me. I love that song. Yeah, the
Great
Oh
song.
you mean don't hate me. Very also very James heavy. I mean, we're talking, yeah, very, very thick keyboard sound. And I love the little breakdown at the end. Yeah. As a kid, yeah, I just were on repeat. Like that was my favorite song. I just keep going back to it, going back to it, going back to it. Yeah,
Nice.
brings me
Excellent
back.
song.
Yes,
All right. Number two for me
yeah.
comes from Problems,
Ooh,
and
nice.
it
Oh,
is Fairweather Friends.
oh, nice. Okay, gotcha.
Such a great song, probably my favorite song on that album.
Mm-hmm.
It's very much a battle between that song and Satellite,
Yes.
because I really do enjoy Satellite as an opener. Um,
Was that also their single by any chance?
I think
Satellite.
so.
Okay, that was the.
I'm pretty
It's
sure that
the.
was a single from Problems.
Okay, gotcha.
So, but yeah, I would have to go with Fairweather Friends. Great album, great song. Just enjoyable. So,
Okay, we love it.
you're number one, sir.
Okay. You know me and a song about friendship. You'll never find a better friend than me. It's Shorty. I love Shorty. What a great song.
Nice. Good
Just the
choice.
buildup of it, the breakdown of it. I mean, again, back to the drumming of the oh, it just builds so great, and I love it. What a great song, Shorty. Yeah, that's why I'm showing my hand so much on the 4 Minute Mile. 4 Minute Mile
It's
for
fine.
me, it's peak. It's peak, but I
Oh, I
understand. I understand.
100% get where you're coming from, man.
Yeah,
I
I also
mean,
love something right up and around. Again, that's the one album I own, you know. But
yeah,
again, I'm sure honestly, if I tried to find a copy of freaking 4 Minute Mile, it'd be expensive. So that's the only thing really stopping me.
100%.
Yeah, it's the only thing
There are just
stopping
some
me.
albums like, so
Hmm
I have all of Dropkick Murphys
Yes.
except for three.
Okay, gotcha.
I
And
do
then
not have 11 short stories of pain and glory, which I found online for about 25 bucks.
yeah,
So that's not terrible. Blackout is very hard to find.
I'm sure. Yeah.
And then Going Out in Style, which the cheapest I found was like 50, 60 bucks. And
Nice.
a
Yeah.
buddy of mine, shout out to former rapper from a band I played in, Justin Fritzis, posted it on Facebook the other day and uh, said that he just wanted to show me that he had gotten it. And I
Okay.
asked him, I was like, "So are 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 you willing to part with it?"
Yeah.
He was not.
Oh, okay.
So and
So
honestly, I can't blame him.
fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
So,
So
so
hard to
but yeah,
find.
my number one choice if I had to pick one song from Something to Write Home About, which is what I'm forcing myself to do, it actually comes down to a couple that it could
Oh,
have been. Obviously, Holiday, I talked about how that was probably their best opening track of any album.
yeah,
Um, but it really came down, those final three songs are probably some of the best work that Get Up Kids have ever done.
I think so. Yeah.
So,
I don't even
but
know which three, but I'm just saying yes.
the last three, the final track is I'll Catch You.
Yes.
Uh, then there's Long Good Night or
Yes.
So Long Good Night, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
Let me check the actual track title because like I've been literally going back and forth on this for most of the day,
I see.
whether it's going to be Long Good Night, which is such kind of a beautiful song and
Yeah.
James driven,
It is. Yes.
but I have to go Close to Home.
Okay. All right.
I just love how like because I'll Catch You and Long Good Night are very piano driven
Yes.
and it's very James driven and it is two incredibly great, almost ballad like songs. But
Absolutely. Yeah.
Close to Home is very much that uplift before it's like the ebb and then the peak and then so it's that one last peak before you go into like the final like we're closing out this album.
Yes. Exactly.
And
Yeah.
it's just such a good song and I love the way it ends and how that's the one thing about the last three tracks, they all flow into one another
You do. Yeah.
so perfectly.
Yeah,
It
and I mean,
was
it's cool when people when bands can do that within an album, but to do it at the end really takes some mastery. Obviously,
yes.
Coheed's great at that.
Coheed's
Very,
fantastic
yeah,
at that. The
very
Wonder Years is another band that is fantastic at that.
keeps it soaring. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
There
exactly.
are a lot of there are some true masters of that craft.
Absolutely.
And for this album, while the Get Up Kids have not consistently done that,
No.
for this album,
Yes.
they made it work. Like
Absolutely.
every
Whereas, as much as I love it and as much as it seems like I'm biased towards it, I mean, 4 Minute Miles is just it's just a collection of songs. Something
it
you write home
is.
about is an album. Yes.
Something to Write Home About is literally a work where they understood the assignment
Yes.
and they were able to make it flow so perfectly that it really does feel like going on a journey.
Absolutely.
And there are some great albums, like the Wonder Years have done that, Coheed has done that. The Everglow by May is
Yeah.
another one of those perfectly beautiful albums
hmm
that tells a story and ebbs and flows exactly how it should.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So so yeah, but so I had to choose one. I would have to say Close to Home.
Okay.
It's a great way to set up the ending of the album, and honestly, it's probably. I mean, ask me tomorrow, and my opinion is probably going to change.
I
But
understand. Yeah.
for this point in time, I
Yes.
will say Close to Home is the Get Up Kids' best album.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Um,
Yes. I would. Yeah. I mean, yes. All valid opinions because again,
exactly. That's all this is. It's just us giving our opinions.
life
If you
is
don't agree with us, that's fine. I'm
yeah.
not forcing you to agree with me. I'm wrong a lot. So if
So
you don't
please
agree,
leave
no
a
skin off my teeth. I
comment.
100% understand.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's the episode of the Get Up Kids.
Mhm.
Those are our opinions. Those are our favorite albums. Those are our hot takes. Those are our shenanigans.
Yes. And also,
Angle?
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I mean, because I didn't know, we got peel back the curtain a little bit. We got off to a late start anyway, but
Yeah.
I have a whole section about Reggie in the full effect. So I'll have to come back and do
No, we're gonna,
that.
that is Reggie in the Full Effect is a completely separate
Yes,
episode
I figured. I
because
figured.
that
I
is a
figured. I figured.
completely different beast
I know. We'll
that
tackle it one day,
we
Rob.
will
We'll
we will
tackle it.
definitely, we're adding Reggie in the Full Effect to your list of bands that we're gonna do.
Fair enough. Okay.
But no, that Reggie is definitely something that we
Yeah,
have to separate from the Get Up Kids because that's two
absolutely.
completely different
And
animals.
yeah, we got to talk about the live show. That's a whole different thing. We'll get into it.
That is
Yeah.
something, yeah. So that'll be that's it for this week. Next week, Jeff is returning, and we are surprisingly doing a band I really have not listened to a lot of. This is going to be very similar to our Panic at the Disco episode I did with Brian because this band I know of their existence.
Let
I
the
just
guest
never really gave them the time of day.
let the
So
guests lead the way. They,
exactly. So next week we're going to be talking about the Mayday Parade. And we'll see how that goes. So until then, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you guys for following on social media. I really do appreciate it. We got a lot of great stuff coming up in the next couple months. But until we actually get there, we'll see you next week.